And good evening, race fans, and welcome to tonight's live broadcast of the Integrity Racing League here on ETV Live, your first and only choice in simulation auto racing broadcasting. My name is Chad Dalton. Alongside me tonight here in the broadcast booth is Mr. Trevor Cameron. Trevor, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing pretty good tonight, Chad. I'm looking forward to this race here. I mean, it's a whole new season. The chase has begun for these guys, so all bets are off. All those big leads and all those big gaps are all gone, and we're shuffled the deck and we're going to start over again, kind of thing. So I'm excited to see how this all turns out tonight.
Absolutely. It should be a fantastic chase that, like you said, we are kicking off here this evening. And of course, that is a 10 race, or about a 10 race chase. And of course, it starts here tonight in Atlanta. And of course, this is a very fast and wide track, a 1.5 mile Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we're going to see a good field here tonight, Trevor. And I'm telling you what, this is going to be some high-octane action here tonight in Atlanta. These trucks are going to be drafting a lot here this evening, I do believe. So we should see a lot of close side-by-side racing and a lot of good passing opportunities over the course of the 125 laps.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit different than what we've seen over the last few races that we broadcast here, where there was the field would spread out a little bit, get single file, and then we'd have the occasional, I mean, not the occasional pass, but you know what I mean, like it was passing and stuff like that. This is going to be more akin to a Daytona or a Talladega, where these guys are going to be close all night long, and these guys they show a lot of respect out here, but they like to try to use all the space they can and pinch people down. So I think that that could get people into trouble tonight, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll definitely pay attention to that. Of course, like we've already talked about, the chase does kick off here tonight, and you're looking here at the point standings as this chase begins. Everything's reset, and like Trevor was saying there earlier, it's basically a brand new season. So Michael Duell, who was the points leader during the regular season, will enter here to begin the chase as the points leader yet again. And he has a 6-point lead over what is a tie for second place between Jacob Fife and Matthew Wright. Brad Patton is currently fourth. And then a big old tie for fifth place, as everyone else is at an equal 5,000 points to start off the chase. But those drivers are Brian Harvey, Alan Roll, Daniel Holloway, Andrew Fayash III, who's won a lot of races this season, so he might be one to watch for in this chase. Jim Papa Fife also going to be chasing that championship dream, and Bruce Knowing and Jeff Barger and Matt Busa rounding out our chase drivers here, and that is a pretty stacked field of chasers there, Trevor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we saw that Michael Duell was leading out by a whole bunch during the season, but now he only has a small lead here. But I think looking at the clock, it looks like we're about ready to go down and play that national anthem and get this show underway.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh,
And welcome back, everybody, from that wonderful rendition of the national anthem. As the trucks are on the grid and ready to go, or they are beginning to head out to the grid here, we have Christopher Schella has taken the pole in that 02 truck with a time of 30.517. On his outside, we have the number 7 of Brendan Kohler.
Rolling off in row 2 is going to be the number 91 of Cody Kutzner, and to his outside, Andrew Fayesh III.
Rolling off in 5th, we have the 74 of Michael Guest, and Brad Patton takes the 18 truck out in 6th position.
Rolling off 7th tonight is the number 66 machine of Brian Harvey. To his outside, starting in 8th, in that 36 truck, Jacob Fife.
In 9th, we have the 53 of James Hudson, and we have the 27 of Michael Gingerella starting in 10th position.
Rolling off in 11th in the number 31 machine is Jeff Barger. To his outside, the number 88 of Michael Dool.
Starting in lucky 13th, we have the 15 truck of Michael Stroll, and on his outside, we have the 35 of Keith Dunn.
Daniel Holloway going to take the number 26 machine from the starting position of 15th. Jim Papa Fife is rolling off in 16th tonight.
The 64 truck of Robert Cook starts in 17th position, and the 94 of Alan Roll starts in 18th.
Number 44, James Hickson, going to start 19th tonight. To his outside, number 17, rolling off 20th, is Chris Freeman.
Rolling off 21st, we have the 8th truck of Anthony Yankello with an amazing qualifying time of 2 minutes and 19 seconds. And on his outside, the 23 of Christian Peterson.
Rolling off 23rd tonight in the number 6 truck is Bobby Keith. To his outside, the 69 of Bruce Newing.
In 25th, we have the 00 of Nick Stoller. That's a fast truck, we know. And the number 10 truck of Thomas Ridgway is starting in 26th.
And these drivers are starting shotgun on the field tonight. The number 14 machine of Robert Sharp. And to his outside, starting last on the field and 28th, will be the number 92 machine of Michael Campbell. So that is your full field rundown, and we're set and ready to go racing as the field is starting to work its way into turn number 3. They're going to come around and see that green flag for 125 laps. And Trevor, we're about ready to get this chase kicked off, and a high-speed chase around this Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting too, because a lot of the chasers are kind of spread out through this starting grid here. Not everybody, they're not all up towards the front, so it'll be interesting to see if they play it safe or they try to get to right up towards the front right off the gate. But we're about to find out, Chad.
Here we go. Pace car is in, and the 02 truck gets a great start, and we are green at Atlanta. 02, Christopher Sheila getting off with a fantastic start there. He's got a 2-truck length lead as the field works their way through. Oh, big crash in the back straightaway. Entering turn 3, already a crash involving 2 cars. It looks like possibly the 26 was involved. I know the 23 may have been involved as well. This happened all as they entered turn 3. Looks like the 23 and the 44 trucks, that would be Christian Peterson and the 23, the 44 James Hickson, make contact down here in turn number 3, and already, Trevor, we've got a caution.
Yeah, it looks like the 44 just kind of came down on that 23, almost as if he wasn't there, didn't see him, but man, that is a bad way to start the first lap here on this track.
Also the number 10 of Thomas Ridgway getting some damage from that as well. So not quite sure what was going on there, but definitely not a good way for these 3 drivers to start off the evening here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and I guess this is a good time as any to go over the kind of rules here in the Integrity Racing League. These guys have one reset, one get-out-of-jail-free card to get a new truck, and these guys are going to have to use that right out of the gate here on lap number 1. They also have a 4 pit stop rule where you can only come down pit road 4 times during the course of the race, although if you come down multiple times during one caution, that only counts as 1. But so they'll have to kind of meter out their pit stops for the night, and these guys are using the first one right out of the gate.
Which is always unfortunate to see here. It's so early in the race. I mean, they barely even went 3/4 of a lap. So, but otherwise, a pretty clean start. That's what I was getting ready to say until I saw the caution there towards the rear of the field. Everybody except for those two, really were single file. So a very clean start throughout most of the field.
Yeah, it almost looks like only James Hickson and Thomas Ridgway came down pit road there for the to get the attention of their pit crew. Not sure if the other guys are waiting until the next lap to come down, or if they figure they can make it through this damage.
Well, we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how they progress here when we go back to green flag racing. But the 02 definitely got a good start there on the initial start of the race there just a moment ago. And to start off the race, anyways, the highest chaser in the field right now is Andrew Fayash III. He definitely qualified the better out of all of the chase drivers here in the field. So Andrew with a good start, and only a couple laps in, but a good start to his chase for the championship drive.
Well, I mean, a good start to a chase is to not end up in the very first accident of the chase, and they succeeded at that. So that's a good a start as any.
Absolutely, that's what you're out here to try and avoid for sure. So Phil doubling up behind the pace car. We're going to turn him loose once again. Go back green here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Partially cloudy evening here at this mile-and-a-half track. It's currently 85 degrees according to our weather map, and wind is coming out of the north at about 8 miles per hour. So don't think the wind will have too much of an effect on these drivers here, but we'll have to see if it does.
Yeah, and one thing to note here, Chad, as well, is the fact that we kind of expected them to be, I mean, I know we only got one lap under green there, but I expected them to be a little more clumped up there, and the 02 getting that jump and the guy's not able to suck right up to his back bumper kind of surprised me. I expected him to not be able to get away that much.
Well, I feel like after a couple of laps of green flag racing, we'll see them kind of clump back up like you were talking about there. I think that he just got such a great restart there that it was a little bit difficult to stay right with them. So we'll see what happens here now as the pace car going to take that left-hand turn that we all love so much. And the field is back under the green flag. Good restart for the 02. There is one truck, though, at the rear of the field right now that is Daniel Holloway. He is off pace and does not look like he is underpowered. He's very slow in turns 1 and 2 in that 26 machine. Not sure what's going on there. Looks like he's kind of gotten back the power, though. Yeah,
he was one of the trucks that got damaged during that initial crash there, and he did not come down pit road. I guess he figured that he could keep it out there, but obviously with how slow that truck is, I don't think that was the right choice.
Yeah, he's going to need to do something with that machine, probably come down pit road. Remember, Daniel Holloway is one of our chase drivers, so he's off to a bad start already.
Yeah, looking at the telemetry, looks like he's maxing out at about 174 miles an hour.
Yeah, you've got to have, this is an aerodynamic track, so you've got to have the truck in good shape here to be able to contend with all these guys. As you see right now, the front 6 trucks have really kind of broken out. Not by a ton, but a little bit over everyone else in the field right now. It's a battle for third going on at the moment, with Michael Guest looking underneath there on Cody Kutzner for third place.
Yeah, Cody, when we first looked at the front of the field, he was in second place, and he looked like he was getting ready to set up a pass on the 02, but he's now fallen back to 4th and is in danger of falling to 5th as the 7th is taking a look and saying, hey, maybe I want to lead a bit of this race.
Yeah, that 7 truck has been all over the back there of the 02 these last couple of laps. Have to see if Brendan can find a way to get around him. As we were talking about there earlier, Trevor, this is a bit of a drafting track, so you're going to see guys get some runs quite a lot here. And once you get out front, though, you're kind of a sitting duck, really. I mean, you're just hitting all that air that's coming through, and it's very hard to break away from the field. And I don't think we'll see too many trucks breaking away from the field unless we have some green flag pit stops to really mix things up later on.
Yeah, it looks like Cody Kutzner is fallen in the line in 6th position behind Andrew Fahash. Cody, I'm wondering if he's going to be out there racing with, you know, a bit of aggression, I think, because he was almost into the chase in our last race there, and ended up in an accident on that last last few laps of that race, and that bumped him out of the chase. As a matter of fact, there's an accident involving the 77 of Andrew Feash, who's right ahead of him there. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any sort of thoughts in his mind that are impure, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. That was a very, I guess, exciting way to end that race, the last race before the chase. Probably not for Cody, obviously, but from a fan standpoint, it was probably pretty neat to see, I would imagine. But right now, the 02 is no longer the race leader, as he has been passed. Put that 7 truck to the race lead. He did lead last time by, and of course he'll lead this time by, but Jacob 5, he's hunting down the race lead now as they head off into 1.
Yeah, you know that Jacob's going to be looking to take point here and get a bonus point for leading a lap. Get it out of the way early on. Why wait? And looks like he takes that look to the inside, and he's probably going to make this pass stick as the inside line seems to be going with him as he slides up a little bit, towards the 7, and manages to keep it off. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, that was very, very close, but Jacob will get credit for leading that lap. So give a point there to Mr. Fife, but boy, that was really close. Truck got really tight on him, it looked like, and he had to chase it up the track just a little bit. It looks like he's going to clear the 7 as they come off of turn number 2, head down into 3, but he's got company in the form of that 74 machine.
Yeah, and with the 74, it looks like the 77 was giving him a bit of a push, trying to get him up towards that lead, and it's like, hey, you know what? Sure, I don't want you leading the race, but if I push you up there, then you're dragging me with you. So a little bit of co-opetition, as DW would say.
Yeah, I was going to say we almost went 3 wide there, Trevor, entering turn 1 as the 7 looked to the outside, but not sure if he thought better of it or just lost his momentum, but now he's literally pushing the 36 down the back straightaway. And that 7 truck's looking a little racy here to begin. He's going to try and go 3 wide up the middle now as they come out of 3.
Yeah, I'm looking there. He saw that gap as well as we saw it, and he was thinking about it. But I think at this point in time in the race, then, to fall in behind in line is probably the better choice.
Michael Guest now the race leader. Pay attention here, folks, because the race lead is going to change a lot in tonight's race. We have a feeling. I'm not sure. We need a statistician or somebody to help us keep up with how many lead changes we have here tonight, because there's going to be a lot, as this is a very fun track, as we're going to probably go 3 wide again. Maybe not. But this is a very fun track to drive in these trucks, and they're pretty much flat-footing it all the way around this track. If they're lifting, it's barely. So this is why you're going to see a lot of great side-by-side and a lot of passing tonight.
Yeah, it's just like you said at the beginning there, Chad. These guys are going to treating this almost like a drafting track, and we saw that big jump at the beginning of the race, but these guys have managed to get that gap. Ooh, the 91 gets a little bit squirrely and ended up in no man's land, and I think the 53 behind him gave him a break and gave him a gap there, because he was kind of caught in the middle and had nowhere to go for a minute.
Yeah, the 88 didn't get off of turn 4 very well at all either, as he backed up into the 02, and the 02 had to push him down the front straightaway there for a while. But Jacob 5, Trevor, pretty impressive. He's hanging up there on the outside. I mean, he's lost a couple of spots, but he's doing a lot better than I figured he would. It's tough to hang up there on that outside lane, because really it's not necessarily the preferred line at this track. The bottom is, as is with almost every oval, is usually the quickest way around. But he's doing a very impressive job by hanging on up there, and he's using that side draft in the corners to try and help keep him in front of some of these trucks.
Yeah, that is it's definitely some good driving by him. Although, you know what, he's holding on to it, but he's not making any headway there. I mean, he's slowly leaking back towards the back of this pack, and unfortunately, everybody's so tight together here that you go back a bit, then you're going to go a lot back, as the 02 looks on the inside of the 88 and is trying to move up to another position.
Yeah, that 02 truck fell back there. Remember, he started.
We have a moment here.
Oh, we got a big wreck. Well, not really a wreck, but the 88 gets into the outside wall, as he thought he had cleared the 74. Now the 88 has some serious damage, and there is not going to be a caution. So Michael Duell is in some serious trouble here. Remember, he is the points leader coming into tonight by 6 points. This is not good for that 88 truck.
No, definitely not. And he looks like he's struggling to get control of that truck back after he scraped the wall really hard.
Yeah, he's got some heavy right front damage there, Trevor, on that number 88 truck. That is not good, and he hit at the angle that I believe may have even knocked the toe out a little bit, as he seems to be struggling with the steering. I believe he might be coming down pit road this time by, and he is. He's going to bring that 88 truck to pit road. Major developing story here on lap number 19 of 125. Your points leader, Michael Dole, heading down pit road to get that one reset out of the way already, and I would imagine put some tires on it as well.
Yeah, I mean, looking at that truck was having a hard time keeping in the right direction here. And yeah, sure, he gets the reset in the new truck and the new tires and stuff, but I mean, with the track as fast as Atlanta, he's going to lose one lap, if not two, here, and that's going to put him really, really in a bad spot in this race.
It looks like he will only lose one lap as he's down and away, going to head back out onto the racetrack. So Michael Dole and Daniel Holloway both with not so great of a start here in chase race number 1. Michael Dole has cleared the pit road, and he's going to enter back here on the back straightaway. But up front, we got another new race leader, and that's going to be the number 77 machine of Andrew Fayash III, as he is cleared up to the race lead, and he's got himself a couple of, or well, not a couple, but one bonus point there now towards the chase.
Yeah, actually, going back to the 26 truck of Daniel Holloway there, the way he was struggling, I was figuring that he was in big, big trouble, and he's still in okay shape right now. He still hasn't lost a lap. He's about 10 seconds ahead of the leader, so if he does luck out and get a caution in the near future, then he'll be okay, but if we keep going green, he's going to be in big trouble. But he didn't fall back as quickly as I thought he was going to.
Yeah, Daniel Holloway right now about 20 seconds or so behind the race leader. And he's definitely hanging on. If we can get another caution, he'll be able to catch back up and hopefully get some of the damage fixed. But up front, the 77 and the 02 have both put a little bit of distance on the rest of the field. In fact, they've got about a half a second lead or so over the 7 truck, who comes right now in 3rd place. So pretty impressive that the 77 and 02 have managed to pull away a little bit here. But after the top 4 trucks, there is a big old line of single truck racing going on right here. And these guys literally are drafting, and I think right now they're just trying to hang on with these top 4 that have kind of separated themselves.
Yeah, and even in that top 4, I mean, the 7 and the 91 truck, they're not working together per se. I mean, this isn't exactly Daytona, or we're not talking about 2-car drafting precisely here, but you can tell with those 2 trucks working together that they're able to gap them, and the 7 and the 91, who aren't as close together, aren't able to keep up with them. So I'm guessing that the 77 and the 02 are probably going to try to work together a little bit. Of course, I could be horribly, horribly wrong on that.
Well,
as it looked like the 02 looked like he's like want to take the lead back, but I'm saying if I was out there and had enough skill to be in the lead of a race, which I don't, but if I did... Oh, we have reports that the 23 truck has spun out.
And that would be Christian Peterson on the back straightaway. He is all down there on the bottom. This might bring out a caution, and it will. Caution is out. The Integrity Racing League officials thought they were trying to let him get it going again, but was not able to do so, and so they had to throw the caution with the leaders fast approaching. So, which is a smart move by race control there, but not quite sure what happened to Christian here. We'll have to back up the replay and check it out. But looks like, from what I'm seeing here, Trevor, the 23 just lost it coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, it looks like he lost it a little bit to scrape the wall, and that sent him right towards that inside wall, which he has some pretty serious damage on there. And he did try to get it going again, so, no drama or no conspiracy theory here. He was trying to get that truck going before the caution flew out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just couldn't quite get it straightened around without pulling out into the middle of the track. So we are under our 2nd caution flag of the night. Race leader Andrew Fayash III in that 77 truck has caught the pace car, and I would imagine, and actually, you know what? I'm going to confirm this. I'm looking into the future that we should see every single person here on pit road.
Ooh, future telling.
So as the fill works through turn 4.
Oh, come on. If I can't have fun up here, chat with you, I mean, where can I have fun?
Oh, we got one guy staying out, so I lied. But pretty much, I think he's just going to stay out there and lead a lap here. But virtually everyone is on pit road. Of course, the 77 leading that bunch down. They'll have the furthest to go on pit road out of these top few drivers, except for the 02. Never mind. But the 02, of course, with that last pit stall down here on pit road. So all of our leaders are in. Looks like everybody entered cleanly into their pit stall, which is one of the first things that you want to obviously get down. Should see 4 tires on every truck, and it looks like it's going to be a tight race off pit road, but the 77 will retain the race lead.
Yeah, well, I think you're right with the 27 staying out to lead that lap, but the 2 trucks behind, well, sorry, the 1 truck, Thomas Ridgway, the number 10 there. Remember, he was involved in that earlier accident, so he had to come down to pit lane and got a new truck. So he might be playing a strategy play because he'll have a lot more fuel on there than, or at least a little bit more fuel than these guys. So maybe he's staying out there and trying to get that track position.
Yeah, it's quite possible. We'll have to see if that is his game plan or not. Track position is very important. I don't want to say especially at a track like Atlanta, but with the way that these guys have to draft all the time, it is important. You know.
And as I say that, then the 10 truck pulls down. So so much for that theory. Man, we're just we're shooting 1,000 on these theories of ours.
That's what we're here to do. Do want to note that lucky dog under this caution, of course, is Michael Dole in the 88 truck, who had to make that unscheduled pit stop there earlier on, and that green flag run. But that'll put the 88 back on the lead lap. But unfortunately, he's going to be basically at the rear of the field, so a lot of trucks to pass for the guy that came into tonight's race as our points leader. But I would imagine that if he has anything to do with it and doesn't get in any trouble of any kind, that he should be back up at the front fairly quickly, because that 88 truck is normally fast.
Yeah, definitely. Another thing to note here is that 26 truck of Daniel Holloway. Remember, he had stayed out after sustaining that damage to not lose the track position or not use his reset early. He has come down pit road, got his truck all fixed up, and managed to stay out in front of the leaders and not lose a lap. So he'll be at the tail end of the lead lap here with a new truck. So you know, saved you know, a couple of chasers here were saved by that caution.
Yeah, definitely. Both Daniel and Michael were definitely helped out by that caution. Could not have come at a better time for them. So that allowed them to get back up to the field and hopefully make a charge back up towards the front. So right now, looks like the 27 machine is going to attain the race lead here under this caution. And the 77 is going to restart next to him. So it looks like the field should be doubling up this time by. We're going to go green next time by.
Yeah, you know what? I'm you know, sure, I'm up here in these in the broadcast booth. I'm a little bit frightened for this restart here, because that 27 truck has not been down pit road, so he's out there on 20 some odd old lap old tires here, and he's got the 77 on his outside, who's proven to be fast, and he's got the 02 right behind him, who we you know, has led some laps tonight as well. So this could get interesting, Chad.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to keep an eye there on Michael and see if he's able to get off to a quick start on the restart, but I just have a feeling that he's going to get eaten up here with all these fresh tires. I mean, Atlanta is a very fast and slick track, but it definitely doesn't like tires too much, so I can't imagine this going very well for the 27, but we'll have to see.
I mean, he's playing, you know, he's getting out there and he's trying to make a play for track position. I mean, he did start 10th, so I mean, he does have some speed in that truck. So we'll see how we can handle this. But you know what? We'll see. I mean, you know, even if he's in the way, it's a matter of how people can get by him. But we're about to find out how this is going to play out, because they are entering into turn 4 and about to go green.
Pace car's off, 27, bring him down, gets a good jump, and he'll actually clear everybody. So a great restart, didn't spin his tires or anything from that 27, and Michael will lead him off by a couple of truck lengths as they head into the turns. And this will be interesting to see how quickly these guys catch him, or if he can hang on up there. So far, so good.
Yeah, the 77 kind of got hung out there. The 91 managed to get down that lower line, and now he's tucked in behind the 02, and my guess is probably going to try to push him up towards that 27, and they are caning on him fast.
Yeah, some of that had to do with the fact that he was on the outside, but a lot of it had to do with those tires. That 02, you could see right in the middle of the corner, just drove up on the 27. And now there's a whole big line of trucks that are going around the 27. I think he knows that he's not trying to get in anybody's way, but was trying to gain on the pit stops there, trying to gain some track position. 74 almost makes contact with the 53, it looks like there, but that 02, Christopher, back in the race lead as they look
the 31
like
of Jeff. Yeah, say the 31 of Jeff Barger kind of got caught in that outside line behind the 27, and he is desperately looking to get down to that inside lane so he can make some progress, because he is losing it all, like stuck behind the that minivan in the fast lane, and you just want to get by, but all of a sudden they're just blocking all the traffic, and he is stuck big time.
Battle for the race lead, though. 91 of Cody Custer just drove to the outside of the 02 as they come off of turn number 2, and that 91 is looking to take the race lead, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it by working on that outside lane. It's very tough to pass up there. We'll have to see what he can do down here in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, not only is he stuck in that outside lane, but he's stuck in that outside lane all by himself.
Yeah, it was a very bold move that he made there coming out of turn 2. I think even the 02 may have gotten a little bit loose that last time by. But 91 now paying for the jump to the outside as he's lost second, and now it looks like he's going to lose third as they head down the front straightaway.
Ooh, he's trying to tuck it into a hole that's just big enough for a truck to fit, and manages to do it without any contact there, I don't think. But that was some tight quarters driving there by the 91 truck.
Yeah, that was a very close move right there. That kind of hurt the 15's momentum as they went into turn 1. The 15, of course, Michael Stroff. And the 53 now, James Hudson, has jumped to his outside, who's being pushed by the 18 of Brad Patton. I don't think we talked too much about Brad Patton yet this evening, but now he's trying to make his way forward. And, of course, that 18 truck is, he started about 6th position, so he's lost a few spots here in the early going.
Yeah, and it's we should be mentioning Brad Patton a little bit, because he came into this chase in 4th position in points, only 9 points behind the leader, and is currently leading our Rookie of the Year. So Brad Patton has got a lot to show for this season so far. So definitely a banner season for Bradley Integrity Racing League.
Oh, absolutely, and what better way to start off the last so many races here with getting a victory. So look out for that 18 truck.
Well, it looks like the 15 and the 77 made a little bit of contact there as the 15 washed up, and that just checked up everybody behind him.
Yeah, we were 3 wide going down the back straightaway, and one driver that's benefiting from this is the 31 of Jeff Barger. He just passed like 2 or 3 of them right up through the middle when everybody had to check up. But that should fade out now a little bit there, as now he is on the outside above the 18 Brad Patton. But up front, that 91 truck looking again on the 7 for the race lead.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, like that, I'm surprised that those guys didn't wreck. I mean, there was enough contact there that they kind of had that little stuck together moment there, and managed to keep it going straight. So that was some good driving by those guys not to cause a big accident, and by the guys behind him not to plow into them when they lost their momentum.
Yeah, which is very tough to do with the speeds we're carrying. Going about 180 miles an hour. Change for the lead, though. The 7 truck went up the hill. I'm not sure if he's just letting everybody go or what happened there, but the 91 just rocketed into the race lead, and the 7 will fall back to 4th as they went through turns 1 and 2 there. I think he was just letting some folks go there, though. But now the 91, Cody Kutzner, is your race leader.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Chad, because I've been watching the 7 after he did that, and I've seen him wiggle that tail out a little bit, so it's possible that he's getting a little bit of loose condition going on here. Maybe he heated up the tires or whatnot, but ever since he lost those few positions coming out of the lead, speaking of the lead, the 02 is passing the 91, but I saw the 77 wiggle a few times, so maybe he's struggling with the handling on that truck.
It's quite possibly that he did heat up the tires there, and that's very easy to do here at Atlanta, especially with where you're basically full throttling all the way around this racetrack, so that can be easy to do. That's a good point there. One truck that I do want to give a quick shout out for was actually the cause of our last caution, is the number 23 machine, Christian Peterson. He's worked his way all the way back up to 10th place now. Remember, he was the one that just got a little bit too high in turns 2, bounced it off the wall and went for a spin there. Not too many laps to go, and now he's cracked the top 10, and it looks like he's marching forward.
And that is impressive, and also considering that he started in 22nd position as we started tonight's festivities, so he's had an up and down night. Started towards the rear and spun out and went back to the back, and now cracking the top 10, like you said. Like that's he must have a pretty strong truck tonight.
Yeah, so might have to check out the 23 later on in the race, see if he's up there. He almost gets into the back of, I believe that's the 53 machine there in front of him, but the 23 is being pretty aggressive here in the early going of the race and making a move towards the front. Of course, it is a fairly short race. I mean, it's only 125 laps, but so you gotta move up through this field as quickly as possible. And speaking of moving up through the field, Michael Dole, our championship leader coming into the race, has not made up that much ground from his earlier contact with the outside wall, and he had to make that green flag pit stop. If you weren't watching there with us a little while ago, he had to make the green flag stop. And when a lap down, the caution came out, he got the lucky dog and restarted basically shotgun on the field, and he's only worked his way up to 18th place. At the moment, so that 88 truck with Michael Dole, still a lot of work left to go here in this race if he's going to get back up there and get a good finish out of tonight, which would be obviously very impressive recovery.
Yeah, actually, looking back from 18th back, we have the 88 of Michael Dole in 18th, and the 26 of Daniel Holloway in 19th. Looking back a little bit further, in 23rd we have Jim Papa Fife, and in 24th we have Alan Lowell. So a lot of the chasers are really struggling tonight towards this back of this field, so this could really shake up the points as we start this chase.
Yeah, one guy that at the moment would be in great position to start the chase would of course be the 77 of Andrew Fayash III, who is of course battling for the race lead at the moment as they come off turn number 4. He's going to try and take that race lead away. Oh boy, almost got clipped by the 7. Who tried to jump in line in front of the 0-2. That was almost bad for everyone right there. But they make it through unscathed and no contact, but that was very, very, very close. And the 7 truck going to try and hang on now to second place. A good run down the back straightaway, pushing the 77, and the 91 now will look to dive for third place.
You know, I think that's going to be kind of the story of the night, Chad, is the fact that, like, these guys, as they jump from lane to lane as they push and get momentum and try to dive into those gaps there, with the differences in momentum, there's a lot of times when you're going to see a gap and go for it, and a split second later, by the time you actually make that move, that gap's gone. So I think we're probably going to see some accidents that are going to happen because of that, but I think that that may be something really, really to watch out for tonight, is people jumping into gaps that were there a second ago but aren't there anymore.
Very easy to do, especially when you're running this close and at these speeds, about 180 mile an hour like we were talking about. Looking at the back of this lead pack here, driver we were talking about a minute ago is of course that 23 of Christian Peterson. He is marching still towards the front, right behind the battle between the 15 and the 0-2. And Trevor, that 0-2, Mr. Christopher here, he's backing up a little bit. He was up there competing for the lead, but now he found himself back at about 7th or 8th.
Yeah, I've been watching that 23 truck. He's coming up through the pack here because he's picking just the right minute to jump from lane to lane, and just it's like he has this sixth sense of where the momentum is, and he just keeps jumping in the right lane at the right moment, and that's how he's been making these great passes and moving all the way up to 6th position now.
Yeah, so this 23 truck looks like he might be one to contend with here later on in the festivities here tonight. Is now the 18 of Brad Patton mixing it up at the front of the field as the 91 jumps into second place, getting around the 7 truck there. But that 18 truck is, I guess, if you will, ever so quietly working his way towards the front of the field. I don't believe he's led any laps yet tonight, but I have a feeling he's going to soon.
Yeah, another thing to mention on that 91 truck, we talked about Cody earlier tonight where he had just barely missed the chase here, but he is still in the running for the Rookie of the Year. So him and Brad Patton are the two closest, or they're in first and second position there for that running with James Hudson, just a couple points behind Cody. So he may not have made the chase, but he's still got a lot to fight for in making sure that he gets every point that he can.
Yeah, absolutely, and I can tell you right now that any race car driver, if they obviously if they make the chase, they want to win races for their benefit in the championship. But if you don't make the chase, you want to go out there and score as many, or if you can help it. That was close entering there with the 91 and the 77. If you
Cody caught your breath.
Yeah. Then you want to go out there and get more points than all of the guys that are in the chase. You want to outscore them with points and get more wins than them and prove that you should have been in the chase, but unfortunately you didn't make it. So I know the 91's got that drive as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? I'm getting a little nervous. Like every time I see the 91 and the 77, maybe I'm reading way more into it than than these guys are. Maybe they've hugged and made up, but I don't know. Every time the 91 gets around that 77 after what happened at the last race before the chase, I get nervous that somebody's going to twist their steering wheel just a little bit too much and cause something to happen. But so far they've been pretty respectful to each other, so maybe that's all behind them now.
Right now that 91 has got his problems with other drivers, as the 23 sneaking in on this rear bumper there now, and the Christian wants to go up the middle so badly, you just see it, but thinks better of it and gets back down to the bottom. But the 91 backed up there quite a few positions, actually 3 or 4, and he's still on the outside and is going backwards. So 91 there for a minute ago was there for a minute ago. I didn't know I had that in me. But,
that's some good wordsmithing there, Chad.
Oh, thank you, sir. I tried. But the 91 was battling for the lead there a minute ago, but has now fallen back and is struggling now to hang on for position there with the 23, as Brad Patton now moves into 3rd place.
Yeah, I think him and it looked like him and the 7 had a bit of a moment there, and I think that's what caused the 91 to lose momentum, is when they got really, really close together. I think that's when he had to back off it just a little bit, and that's what cost him all those positions. Because, I mean, at a momentum track like this, I mean, you lose that forward go, and it takes you a little bit to get it back.
Yeah, this is definitely a momentum racetrack, and a guy that has momentum right now is that 18 truck, as he's passed a couple of them here the last couple of laps, and looks to be making a move there on our race leader, Andrew Fayash the third, here in the next little bit. But quick update for you Michael Joel fans, since we last talked about him, he's only gained 2 more spots. So right now that 88 truck is struggling to work through traffic, and I'm sure that he would love to see a caution here soon. Obviously not him being the caution, but so that he can possibly gain some spots and get back up through the field, as we almost had a battle for the race lead there between the 18 and the 77.
Yeah, watching that 18 cut through is that right now that is a tight quarters between him, the 77, and the 7, but I think it's only a matter of time before that 18 makes it to that lead, because he has just been too strong I think, for the 77 to hold him back there for much longer.
Yeah, look to see if he's going to dive here. I thought he would, because he had a good run there on the 77 coming out of 2. So Brad Patton going to dive here for the race lead. Andrew Fayash the third, though, he can fight up there on that outside lane. He's not going to roll over and let the 18 have it. And at the stripe, that's going to be close. I think the 18 is going to get the lap led, though.
No, I think that was the 77.
Yeah, 77 barely pulling it out. That time by the stripe, they were 0.004. Apart from each other, so that is close. 77 though almost gets to the wall. He may have gotten in the wall, so now the 18 definitely will clear and take over the race lead.
Yeah, that was he was struggling, or he was really fighting hard on that outside lane, and we mentioned that is pretty hard to do, and sometimes you just you cut it a little bit close. And I don't know about you, Chad, but anytime I race around Atlanta, I find that I don't know, it's almost like the walls aren't where they're supposed to be. Like, I have this natural flow when it goes around this track. It's very similar to, obviously, a lot of other tracks in NASCAR. But for some reason, the walls at Atlanta always mess me up, and they always seem closer than they should be.
Well, that turn 2 is one of the more difficult turns to come out of here, because it's kind of a weird transitioning turn, and you can get loose pretty quickly, and at the exact same time you can get really tight and go straight into those walls. So this is a difficult track to maneuver, and I kind of get a feel for what you're saying there with that statement.
Oh, it sounded so politically correct. You know, you just wanted to make sure you didn't offend anybody, you know, and towed the line. You know, I understand what you're saying. However, I do not want to offend the walls of Atlanta.
Well, they're so pretty and white.
Well, not for long after these guys are done with them. We've had a couple scrapes so far. You're certainly not talking about a Darlington sort of situation here, but there's going to be plenty of people scraping that wall before the night's done.
Oh, yeah. So this, of course, is Chase Race number 1. Let's see if we can go through here and let you know where your favorite chasers are currently running. Of course, the highest running chaser in the field right now would be Brad Patton. He entered tonight 4th in the standings and hopes to lead 1st in the standings if he has anything to do with it, but he's the highest running chaser in the field. Currently, the second highest chaser would be Mr. Andrew Fayash III, who has slipped back here a couple of spots. But right now, Andrew is in 4th, but don't hold on to that for too long, although it looks like he might clear Michael Guest and continue to move forward. But anyways, moving on down here, it looks like Jacob Fife, if I'm not mistaken, will be the next highest chaser, who is currently in the 9th position. So by my count here, Trevor, we've got 4 drivers in the top 10 that are chasers, and the last one would be Jeff Barger, who just moved up to 9th, passing Jacob Fife. So right now the chasers, as we were talking about earlier, are struggling right now. That can help, if it stays this way throughout the race, that can help some of these guys that are running in the top 10 make up a lot of ground and points. But continuing on here, Alan Roll is currently 20th in tonight's race. He is one of our chasers as well. Jim Fife is 23rd in the race at the moment. Michael Doyle, who continues to very slowly but ever so surely make his way forward. And that 88 truck came into tonight as the points leader and is currently running in 14th position. Matthew Wright, I don't believe, is in the race, just from my scoring monitor. So he's not being scored, obviously. But of course, we let you know about Brad Patton. Brian Harvey was having a good start to tonight's race, but that 66 truck is back in 16th place right now. So he's got some work to do to get up there and try and keep up with the points. Matt Busa, I don't believe is in the field either here, Trevor, by my scoring monitor. So a couple of chasers didn't show up here tonight. And I believe the last chaser that I've not, or 2 of the last chasers that I've not mentioned, Daniel Holloway is 18th right now, and Bruce Knowing is in 15th. And that should be our chase field.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You kind of, like we mentioned, I mean, like these guys are not, not all towards the front, not all towards the back. They are definitely interspersed throughout this entire field, and a couple chasers, like I said, not making tonight's field. So you know what? We came into this chase with, Michael Doyle and Jacob Fife and Matthew Wright, Brad Patton were the guys who had at least a little bit of an advantage on the rest of this field here, and that's certainly going to shake up as the night's out. And this field, the chase field, is not going to look the same, and we're done tonight.
No, and I tell you something else that may have an effect on it right now is our top 3 drivers have completely pulled away from this little pack that has turned into a pretty great race between Michael Guest and the 77 of Andrew Fayash III. These 2 guys have been going at it hard, and that's kind of stacked up everybody that's around them. Behind them, basically, is now the 77 falls off a couple of spots there. But they've lost a lot of time to our top 3. And if this race stays green, that could play a factor there, Trevor, with green flag pit stops and separating the field a little bit more. And it could be difficult for some of these guys right here in this little blob from 4th to maybe about 10th or 11th or so. That could have an effect on what they do on their pit stops, or if they have a shot at winning the race tonight, if we stay green, of course.
Yeah, we're almost going to run into a situation where, these guys are going to have to coordinate. And because I have a feeling that if you get in there and you go onto your pit stall all by yourself, then, it's not going to be as bad as a Daytona or a Talladega, but it's certainly going to hurt your chances. And it's amazing that these top 3 drivers have managed to get away. I mean, that's the first time we've seen that all night long. Obviously, this is our longest green flag run of the night, I believe. So this is the opportunity to get that done. But I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think that any group of drivers is going to be able to escape from the entire field.
Well, I think that these 3 trucks have definitely shown that they've got some speed under those hoods here tonight, but I do believe that they had some help from the way that this pack has been racing. I mean, they've been going at it hard, and they're still going at it hard. I mean, these guys they're going 3 wide now down the back straight. We got one guy down there below the white line, and that's Christian Peterson, who continues to make a hard charge towards the front. But these guys have just been racing so hard. I mean, they're basically 3x3 back there right now. And I think it's costing them a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely. Want to mention though that 23 truck there, when he went down onto the apron there, that is tougher than it looked. He made it look easy, but when you get that little bit of transition and you come back on the track there, that truck can get a little bit out of control. And he did a great job of keeping it down and keeping it out of the bumpers of his fellow competitors there. But that was probably a little bit more dicey than it looked.
Yeah, definitely. The 23, though, continuing to march towards the front of the field. He started back, Mr. Christian Peterson did, back in 22nd position. So that 23 truck is driven a long ways up to the currently in the 6th spot. So he's definitely passed a lot of vehicles out there tonight.
You know what? I mean, we restarted right around lap 30, so we're about 42 laps or so into this green flag run here. I'm not sure what the fuel mileage is on these trucks here. I should probably have done my research or hire somebody, perhaps an intern, to check these sorts of things out for me. But I'd have to imagine that these guys aren't too far away from green flag stops.
Yeah, I think we're going to start seeing that window open now. I think that Michael Duell might even be pitting, as I might be hearing over the radio here with the driver chat. But I think Michael Duell is going to short pit. That seems a bit of a large short pit there. I was going to say they could probably go about 50 to 53 laps or so. And that's when about everyone would start pitting. But Michael Duell is bringing that number 88 truck into pit road right now. So this would only be about lap 43 or so into that run here, Trevor. But points leader coming in tonight is in the pits.
Now I wonder what we'll have to check the stats here on how much time these guys lose. But you know, it's a hard stat at a place like this because it's really not about the performance of the truck so much as the performance about the trucks around you. So
yeah, I think Brad Patton is still leading the race. Oh, actually, no, he's getting passed there by that 02 car. Is Christopher going to retake the race leader? I hope so for tonight, I do believe, in that number 02 machine. So Christopher Sheila is having a good, strong run here, but is not a part of the chase, unfortunately. Comes into tonight 25th in the point standings. But Michael Duell is down and away and back out on the racetrack, so we'll have to see once a couple laps go on. We got another truck here on pit road. I'm not quite
sure
that's
the 18. That's the 18 truck is just pulled down, so I guess he probably gave up the lead to get a better position to get a clear shot into the pits, perhaps.
Yeah, there we go. That's, I was wondering if maybe he might be coming down pit road soon. So that 18 truck, of course, here on pit road. And should be a 4-tire stop, I would imagine. We also have the 17 of Chris Freeman came down pit road. He is now down and away, and we'll return back to the racetrack. 4 tires for Brad Patton. Looks like a pretty clean stop, and he is down and away.
Yeah, it looks like we had another truck. Just trying to get an eye on it.
It's, Bruce Knowing is on pit road as well. That 69 machine, he is down and away, though.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to have a talk with my camera crew here because I keep trying to focus on what cars are in the pits, and they keep showing the pace car. And you know what? I know the pace car's in the pit lane, and that doesn't help me at all.
Alan Roll now also in pit road. One of our chasers has come down to the attention of his pit crew. That number 94 machine. Alan has had a pretty solid night tonight. Kept it clean and started in 18th, and that's been about where he's been all night long. His pit road has gotten busy as all the trucks now are starting to come down. And I believe that Chris Freeman is back on pit road, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Brian Harvey, another chaser, And the 66 is down on pit road as well.
Yeah, the 35 truck of Keith Dunn, he had some trouble getting down to speed, and that poor cone at the entrance to pit lane suffered for his erratic entry there.
That'll get you a penalty, I think, but probably not here.
Well, I wonder who's tasked with running out on the track and grabbing that cone, putting it right back into position, because you know, it'll magically be back where it needs to be. So there's some lightning fast guy out there who's really taking his life in his own hands there, you know, jumping out in front of all those cars.
We're hearing a report now. Jacob Fife is going to come down pit road, and Thomas Ridgway was on pit road, but they seem to be having an electrical issue, and the 10 truck has been being pushed behind the wall. So he will be our first retiree of the evening, as the 36 of Jacob Fife should be coming to pit road this time by. We'll keep it here and make sure he does. It looks like he is, and he's bringing some company with him, as the 53 and the 6 are going to come as well. The 6 truck looked like he was almost going to speed there, but I think he got it low down in time.
Yeah, I took a look back at that 17 truck, Chris Freeman. It wasn't a penalty. He actually came back down to the attention of his crew, so I'm not sure if they left some lug nuts loose or what on that truck.
Yeah, not sure what's going on with him either, but he is several laps down at the moment. And now we're getting Michael Guest is going to be coming to pit road this next time by. Daniel Holloway, that's the 26 and the 74 machines, as Jacob Fife is down and away, and will lead his group of people in that number 36 machine out of the pits. So Jacob Fife will return, and of course we're about halfway through the pit cycle here. So one of the things we're going to be watching here, Trevor, is where does that 88 truck come out of once everything cycles through? And I believe the 23 of Christian Peterson is also pitting now.
Yeah, that's a great
Big
point,
group
Chad,
of
because he came down pit road first. He led the initial influx of people coming down pit road. So did he gain anything by that? Did he get out there in some fresh track with some fresh tires and make a little bit of time up?
Well, he entered when he first came down pit road, he was 14th on the standings, so we'll have to see where he comes out as is the 91, the 50, the 64, and the 23 are all on pit road. The 23 Christian Peterson, 4 tires, he's down and away. 02 is also on pit road, and the 7. So these are most of our leaders now. Christian Peterson, a good pit stop. His pit crew are going to get him out as the second driver off of pit road during this cycle, so we'll have to see where all of these guys cycle back out.
Yeah, and I don't think we mentioned, but the 77 has also been into pit road and out as well during this cycle.
So,
one thing oh, sorry about that, Chad. I was just going to say one thing is that the fact that the 88 and 36 were hooked up together as all the pit cycles cycled through, teammates obviously, and the 88 has fallen back, so I was kind of expecting the 36 and the 88 to kind of make some good time up there, but the 88 has fallen back or couldn't keep up with the 36, so I'm not sure why that is.
Do you want to point out that the 44 James Hickson it just now made his pit stop, but he did get credit for leading the lap there this last time by, and he is down on the way, returning to the racetrack as we speak, so that should cycle things back around to where the 18 of Brad Patton is your race leader, and it will as he comes across the line. The 02 of Christopher Sheila going to be in second, Brendan Miller in third, Christian Peterson jumps up to fourth, Jacob Fife is now in fifth, and it looks like Michael Duell is going to cycle out about 10th place, so it looks like he does have a bit of a gain there position-wise from where he first pitted until after everything cycles out. But the top 4 trucks have about a 3.5 second lead over the rest of the field.
Yeah, another thing to note too is not only did Michael Duell gain the positions there as well, before he came in for that pit stop, he was basically alone. He had the A truck of Anthony Ankela was close by, but he really wasn't in any pack, and right now he's kind of in the middle of it, so he not only did he gain positions, but he's also gained that drafting help as well, and that'll help him gain even more positions as this race goes on.
Brad Patton just lost the lead coming out of 2 as the 02. Christopher got a huge run and brought the number 7 truck with him, and they just shot into the race lead. And the 18 to Brad Patton lost a good bit of momentum there on that back straightaway, and he backed up all the way to third and lost a little bit of time to the race leaders. So we'll have to keep an eye on that to see if maybe he's trying to save some fuel, or if he just really lost his momentum coming out of turn 2 there.
Yeah, I can't say enough though about that 23 truck tonight. I mean, that is considering that, you know, we documented before, we've spoken about him tonight, but I mean, starting in the back, having that spin, having to go way all the way to the back, and then gaining a bunch of positions here on this cycle of pit stops, and now to be running 4th with that lead group, that is an impressive run by that 23 truck.
Absolutely. Like you said, he comes from the back of the field there, so very impressive indeed. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've cycled through green flag pit stops, and we're coming around to start lap 89 of this 125 lap race. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, let you take your breath, and come back and get all geared up here for the end, what should be a very dramatic ending to the Integrity Racing League. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Chase Race number 1 here on ETV Live, and we'll be right back after this.
It's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4 with the checkered flag. He wins his first NASCAR highlight. Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
And welcome back, everybody. We are still here at Atlanta Motor Speedway with the Integrity Racing League. We still have the 02 truck of Chris Rochella is in the lead with the 7 truck right directly behind him, and the 23 is in that 3rd position, which is a little bit different than when we left you here. And the 18, Brad Patton, has fallen back just a little tiny bit, but is still within reach of this lead pack here. One thing to note here is the fact that despite having this long green flag run here, we haven't really had to deal with lap traffic that much. But if you look out on your screen there, you will see that that 02 truck of Chris Rochella has a few trucks ahead of him, and the first truck ahead of him isn't going to be too bad of a deal. But ahead of him, there's a fairly good pack there. So we have a truck around on the back stretch here, and he has kept it down onto the apron here. Caution is out on the speedway. I'm going to have to take a look and see who that is. I think it's Daniel Holloway in that 26 truck. Yeah, and he is smoking really bad there. Looks like he Looks like he lost it coming out of the corner, scraped the wall, sent him down into the inside wall, and he nosed into that inside wall pretty bad, and it damaged that engine severely, but he did a good job of getting on those brakes and keeping it off the track, because he had the leaders coming up on him right in front of him. Like that could have been disastrous, because he could have taken out that entire front lead pack, but managed to keep it down on the apron. So that was some good, bad luck by Daniel Holloway, but some good driving as well.
Yeah, unfortunate for that number 26 team, as their chase has gotten off to a fairly rotten start. I hope that he can recover here, and looks like he still had his reset, if I'm not mistaken, so hopefully he can get back out there and... Well, no, doesn't look like he had his reset.
No,
actually, so...
I was going to say, Chad, actually, no, he didn't, because remember, he was damaged in that first accident and then managed to keep it out on the track for a while to try to not use that reset up, but eventually did come down, so that reset was used, and that was that truck was severely damaged, and yep, confirming he has taken it back into the garage. That is a heartbreaker for Daniel Holloway, who is had high hopes of starting this chase out really strong.
And that will bring, under our third caution of the night, all of the leaders back to pit road. This is going to change everything here, Trevor. This is going to put everyone back on equal tires and everyone back together in a big old group. And I know one guy that's going to be happy is that 88 of Michael Duell. Who's going to win the race off of pit road, though? It looks like it's going to be Andrew Fayesh.
Looks like the 77 only took 2 tires. We'll have to confirm that, but I don't think he took all 4 and managed to beat these guys out.
Yep, just now looking here, he only took 2 tires, so a very interesting move here by the 77 machine. We'll have to see how that works out with all these other guys on the 4 tires. So Andrew Fayesh III definitely only taking 2 tires under this caution.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I'm looking back through pit road, I don't think anybody else rolled the dice on that stop. Looks like we had quite a battle for second position coming out there, though, with the 7, the 23, and the 02, and the 31 all coming out really close together.
While we are working here under our third caution, I want to go ahead and take a minute and let you know about Butt Kicker, which is, of course, sponsoring the Integrity Racing League Rookie of the Year Award, which is a pretty close battle coming into tonight. The Butt Kicker Gamer 2 lets you feel all the action from all of your games and simulators. Feel the gut-wrenching punch of a machine gun fire, the pounding of chopper blades, explosions, rumble strips, and much, much more. Turn down or turn off your subwoofer and still feel all the bass, even while you're using your headphones. Give your game some realism. It's a silent subwoofer that lets you feel the explosions, crashes, and special effects. Check out the Butt Kicker Gamer 2 at thebuttkicker.com. right now.
Yeah, I also want to mention the main sponsor of the Integrity Racing League is Pro Powder and Paint. They're based out of Richmond, Virginia. Powder coating service, obviously, and they've been most gracious to sponsor the Integrity Racing League here, and as their main sponsors. You can catch them at propowderandpaint.com.
So working the third caution of the night here, Trevor, we are on lap number 98. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty part of this race here tonight. Only 125 laps in the books for the complete race, and of course coming around to get lap 99 here. So about should be about 25 to go, I would think, or 26 to go when we go back green here. This is pretty much a dash for cash, so to speak, here in the closing laps of these races, and some of our chasers that have struggled tonight and found themselves towards the second half of the field. This is kind of a new life for them. Guys like Michael Duell, Alan Roll, Brian Harvey, they have a chance here and Jim Fife to try and get something out of this and salvage a good day and get out of here and move on to the next one.
Yeah, definitely, Chad. I mean, like, we had 26 trucks start this race, and as of right now, only 2 trucks have actually retired from the race, and only 1 truck that is still running is a lap down, and that's Chris Freeman in that 17 truck. We mentioned him earlier. He had an extra pit stop there for some reason, and he just got the wave around to get one of those laps back, so he's back to 1 lap down only. And but other than that, the 23 trucks ahead of him are all on the lead lap, so that is again, with this sort of close racing and this sort of draft sort of racing, anybody could win this. I mean, like it could come down to a few trucks at the beginning, at the start of this race, or the lead of this field getting together a little bit, and all of a sudden somebody we haven't talked about all night could end up winning this.
Yeah, and another thing that could be bad, some of these chasers that have had a strong night could finish very, very, very badly if things were to go wrong with that many trucks still on the lead lap. Andrew Fash III, 2 tires, leads him to the green flag. Have to see how those tires hang on as he gets an excellent jump. A little bit of a checkup through the field there on the outside. Jacob Fife did not get going. I tell you, somebody who did is Christian Peterson. He is all over the 7 truck as they head off into 1.
Wow, these are the tense moments here. I mean, when these guys are side by side and on cold tires, the 18 truck goes 3 wide between the 02 and the 23 to take a look at that third position, but he's stuck on that non-preferred outside line, and he just might lose those positions right back. But that was a heck of an attempt at a move there.
Yeah, boy, I'm watching a couple of trucks further back here. The 6 truck, Bobby Keith was all over the 74. Michael Guess about turned him coming off of turn 4, and then the 53 dove to the inside of the 6. So these guys are dicing it up as it is go time. Speaking of go time, battle for the race lead.
Yeah, that 7 truck is got a little bit of a nose out. Ooh, the 23 and the 02 are getting really uncomfortably close as they enter that corner there, but managed to keep it together as the 7 has not managed to clear the 77 yet, and he's got a little bit of help in the 18 truck of Brad Patton behind him, giving him a little bit of drafting help, but I don't know if he's going to be able to make it. Oh, as he gets a little bit sideways and into the wall, and this is going to cause a problem through the field.
31 truck hard into the inside wall. The 53 will follow, and I do not believe the caution is going to come out. I'm not sure how it didn't, but the 31 truck just slammed the inside wall, and that truck is done. I mean, he's going to be able to drive it away, but that was pretty crazy, and the caution does not come out as both of these trucks spun off of the racing surface, so we stay green.
Yeah, the other truck there, the 53 of James Hudson, has some serious damage on him, as obviously so does the 31 of Jeff Barger, who is smoking heavily as he hits pit road at way higher than pit road speed.
Battle for the race lead, though. The 23, Christian Peterson, now he wants to battle for it as they are side by side down the front straightaway. Andrew Faves III, I believe, still led that lap as Andrew is hanging on with those right side tires. And Trevor, I'm getting to wonder if he's regretting that call or not, but he is hanging tough there. He's basically been in the lead ever since the start when we went back to the green flag racing, but he has pretty much been side by side since the start as well.
Yeah, and want to mention as well the 31 of Jeff Barger there. He is one of our chasers, so that's the second chaser to have some serious damage.
Yeah, that was a very hard hit in the inside wall. So tough break there for the 31 of Jeff Barger there as the 77 continues to hang tough on the 23. We got trucks fanning out all over the down to back straightaway. 02 was basically on the apron as these guys know they got to protect that bottom lane with all the momentum the guys behind them can build. It's tough to do so, but they're doing a pretty good job. And Trevor, look who has snuck into the picture. Second truck on the outside lane up front here in 5th place. Technically it's 6th, but that number 88, Michael Dool.
Oh, we have the 23 around in the front of the field, and this is going to be disastrous for a lot of trucks.
That is going to take out at least 10 or 15 trucks.
Oh, my goodness.
And Michael Dool almost went up and over the fence. And that will do it for that 88 truck, I believe, because he used his reset earlier on in the race. And that truck looks fairly damaged under this caution here. So we're going to have to see how much damage he's going to have. But this started up towards the front of the field. Looks like the 23 and the 77 made some contact. 77 trying to side draft in there. That knocked the 23 around. He got a little bit of help from behind, not putting any blame there, but after that initial contact happened, and at least 6 to 10 trucks made contact with everyone from that point on.
Yeah, and at that point, once the 23 turned there, it came to a point where the field was just blocked, and and the field just ran into them. I mean, there was nowhere for anybody to go.
No, that's 180-mile-an-hour racing will do for you. Is a tough break there for Michael Dole. We were just talking about him, how he'd made his way up into the top 6 positions there, and just had nowhere to go. He was in the outside lane, and it just closed quickly, and he about took off up and over the wall, like I said. But that's just a tough break. The 74 is involved. The 36 of Jacob Fife, though, makes it through unscathed. It looks like the 7 truck, man, he did a great job of missing that as well. The 23, though, and at 27 involved 74, 88, 15, 02, and I believe that is, we got the 91 as well. So those are the trucks that were involved in that crash. But a couple of guys, the 36 and the 7, most notably, did a heck of a job making it through there without hitting anybody.
Yeah, and that's we talked about it at the beginning, or just a little while ago here, where you get these guys so close together, and I don't think that was anybody's fault per se. It was the fact that the 23 got a little bit close to the 77 there, and the 18 was so close on his back bumper, and with that close quarters racing, I mean, it was just kind of a bump and around kind of situation, and that's kind of what we expected.
Yeah, and that's what you were talking about there under that last caution flag was a guy's racing so close, anything can happen. And with only 2 trucks at that moment before this big crash here being out of the race, these guys can suffer, and they can have what was a great race going and turned into a dismal finish. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and one thing, you know what, I want to mention as well, one of those drivers that has benefited from that is the driver of that 69 truck, Bruce Koenig. He is one of our chasers. We've barely spoken about him tonight as well, and he's just been kind of hanging back, and all of a sudden here he is in 3rd position after a bunch of the front runners get knocked out.
Yeah, Bobby Keith as well as taking advantage of this last caution here. He's up to 4th place, and Robert Cook. I'm pretty certain that we haven't mentioned him at all tonight, but now that 64 machine is up in 5th place, along with another guy that we haven't talked much about. Right behind him in 6th, the 35 of Keith Dunn. So these guys are now out there fighting for the lead.
Well, and Keith, we mentioned earlier, had gone out there and murdered that poor cone at the entrance to pit road. So apparently the gods of fortune have forgiven him for his indiscretion and given him some good track position here.
Yeah, maybe that's what you're supposed to do. Go out and knock the cone down, and that'll give you some help.
It's like the modern day equivalent of chicken sacrifice, I guess.
Yeah, so kids at home, go knock down the cones, and it'll help you out.
Just go around, just knock over random cones, and good luck will follow you.
So Andrew Fayesh III, of course, is going to be our race leader, and is the highest running chaser at the moment. But he's got a friend. Well, I say friend in a fun competition way. Of Jacob Fife, who's also a chaser, right there behind him in 2nd place. He did a fantastic job of missing that big crash and found one hole that allowed him to get through as the field doubles up here for the restart. So right now, these 2 guys are in position to have, along with the 69 as well that we were just talking there, but Andrew, Jacob, and Bruce all in position here to really open up a can of worms here on the chase and put themselves in great position moving forward.
Yeah, also I mentioned the lucky dog on that caution before we get going green here was Chris Freeman in that 17 truck. He has now gotten himself back onto the lead lap after having some difficulties on pit road earlier, so a good job by his team. Also of note is the 88 truck of Michael Duell has taken it behind the wall, so that is huge as far as the chase goes.
And it doesn't get any easier after tonight here, Trevor. 1 week from tonight, we're going to Daytona. So things can be even crazier there when we get to that race. So these guys that are struggling here tonight, if they were to have another bad race next week, it could really hurt their chance at the championship. But right now, we got to finish things up in Atlanta, coming to, I believe, 15 laps to go now with the 77 bringing them to the green.
Ooh, good jump by him, but a little bit of checkup about 5-6 positions behind him as some of the trucks, I'm guessing, probably some with some damage, to be honest with you, are having some struggle going, but that all works to the 77's advantage as he gets a good jump with the 36 falling in line behind him, and the 69 moving into third position with the 6 behind him.
A great restart there for our top 4 drivers. Is now the 6. He's not wasting any time. He's going to fire himself up into third, and that's going to hurt the 69's momentum, as now he's going to lose another spot and fall back to 5th.
Oh, the 18 is, oh wait, what? The 69 is into the grass, and this is going to be bad.
Yep, he's going to, well, he's going to save it. Now he's going to spin up onto the racetrack, and if he's going to still be sitting there, we may get a caution out on, and we will. Caution is out on the racetrack, and that will be for the 69 truck, who come to a stop and couldn't get it refired and going quick enough, and the race command felt it was best to throw the caution.
Yeah, that was a scary moment, because he just kind of, in the entrance of the tri-oval there, he caught the grass a little bit, and he never did fully recover, went fully down to the grass. Looks like he turned it towards the inside to try to stop himself from diving back out onto the racetrack. So it was probably some heads-up driving by that 69 truck to make sure he didn't dive right in front of them or in the middle of the pack. And he tried to get going, but he was kind of high-sided on the change of the banking there, and just couldn't get it going safely. And that's why that caution came out.
Yeah, so tough break there for Bruce, as he was definitely having a good run throughout the night, but especially over the last few laps there. Made it through that last caution and worked his way up into third and fourth place, but now he's going to fall all the way back to about 20th as the last car on the lead lap. So a lot of ground to make up here in the closing laps if he wants to salvage a good top 10 or 15 finish out of this. Doesn't look like anybody's going to come down pit road. Maybe some guys towards the rear will drop down and get some tires, but Christian Peterson now, we can report, has taken his truck behind the wall and is retired from tonight's race.
Yeah, it looks like we have looks like Mike Gingerell in the 27 truck has come down pit road, as has James Hickson in the 44. And also, of course, Bruce Koenig, who just had that spin and ruined the tires, and looked like he had a bit of front end damage there, although I didn't see him hit anything there, so that might have been from a previous incident.
Yeah, I think that might have been from the last caution there, Trevor. He got a little bit of front end damage. Didn't seem to affect him too much when we went back green there, but so I don't know that it's serious damage, but it definitely doesn't make the truck look pretty, I guess.
Yeah, but when you had a narrow track like this, I'd imagine that had to have affected his speed to a degree. And once he kind of got out of line there, we did notice that he was falling back a bit. So I wonder if that was not so much momentum as the air hitting that mashed up grill and just not knowing what to do with it, and just air flying everywhere and not keeping that truck going straight like a bullet.
Straight like a bullet. Well, hopefully he
can straight and fast.
Hopefully you can get some of that fixed here under the caution. So we're coming around to start lap 115, which means that not this time, next time by, we're going to have 10 more laps to go here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. So been a pretty good race, had a lot of green flag racing, and now we're on a bit of a caution spree here. But it looks like the 00 machine, Nick Stoller, is going to be our lucky dog under this caution. He is currently 2 laps down though, so he'll only get one of those back, and we will still have 20 trucks on the lead lap at the moment.
Yeah, and this sort of thing is exactly what we were talking about, where we had some guys having some bad luck here all of a sudden, and with so many trucks on the lead lap, once you fall back a few positions, you fall back all the positions kind of thing. Like there's no the field isn't spread out enough with the laps that you're going to only lose a little bit. If you lose something, you're going to basically lose everything.
Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens here on this restart, Trevor. I'm anticipating that things will be wild, as we've seen before on some restarts, but this one's going to be inside 10 to go. I imagine people are going to be getting everything that they can, and I gotta say that I know we've had a couple of cautions to help here, but Andrew Fash III is doing a pretty good job of hanging tough and continuing to lead even with those 2 tires.
Yeah, and I mean, and a little bit of damage here and there too. I mean, those fenders aren't completely clean on that truck either. One thing I just want to mention as we get ready to double up here is the fact that, you know, since we've been broadcasting with the Integrity Racing League, and we've been with these guys for most of the season and you know, a fair number of races, I believe since we've been part of this team, this is going to be the first time we've left a race evening with Michael Gould not in the points lead. He's been basically leading throughout most of the season, and then obviously going into the chase, he was the top seed, as we mentioned earlier. But he will not leave tonight, leading this championship run, and that's you know, that's got to be heartbreaking. Where you know you lead so much throughout the season, and then have a bit of bad luck as the chase begins. And you know how many times have we seen that in real life, where that's exactly what happens.
Well, this is real life too, Trevor. We're not fake here.
Oh well, okay. You know, I mean, yeah. This isn't make believe. This isn't all in my head, Chad.
No, but yeah, you make a good point there. So not a good start to his chase, but hopefully Michael Doe can rebound next week at Daytona and try and make up all the points that he lost here tonight and get back into the thick of things. But he did have a bit of a cushion, leading by 6 coming in tonight, so that will help a little, but still not off to a great start as the pace car is going to turn down to pit road, and we're going to turn him loose again, and we'll see how things plan out this time.
Pace car is off. The 77 gets a great jump on those older tires, and that's what he has to do. He has to make sure that he gets out into that clean air and doesn't have any traffic around him, that he won't have to fight with those older tires. The 36 is stuck on that outside lane, is not able to get going. Looks like that 6 is going to take advantage and move into second position, although he hasn't quite cleared him, but looks like he's clear now as the 02 takes advantage and dives to the inside of the 36 truck, and looks like he is going to be looking for that 3rd position as the 18, Brad Patton, is also looking to take advantage.
15 truck goes around. Sorry to interrupt you, Trevor, but the 15 truck just got wrecked, and there are about 2 or 3 more trucks involved as well, and I was kind of watching towards the rear of the field here, and I gotta say that I kind of saw this one coming. It looked as though the number 91 machine, if I'm not mistaken, dived to the inside, and the 15 didn't know that he was there, and unfortunately that caused a big crash there with the 15 truck going around. In fact, it was the 91. Cody Custer dove to the bottom there, tried to sneak into the inside and pick up a position, and the 15 was just there, and unfortunately suffered. And Jim Fife, as well as the 69, Bruce, man, the last 2 cautions have hurt him here. He's been involved with them in some heavy damage this time to all 3, the 69, 15, and 63 machines here.
Wow, I'm looking at that 15 truck of Michael there, and that thing looks like it's about 3 feet shorter.
Yeah, that was some major contact to the outside wall for the 15 there, and fortunately for Michael, his day is going to end badly after that. That was just that was a hard hit to the outside wall, so I'm not sure if he has his reset or not.
Yeah, you know, obviously it's easy, you know, for us up here in the booth to take a look at things, but I don't know. I mean, that looked like some contact there from the 91 that just didn't happen to happen. I mean, it looked like he almost dove off that line. Obviously, I mean, he didn't aim for the, you know, the truck by any means, but I don't know if he just got a little bit tight in the corner there and come off the line, but like he just landed squarely into the quarter panel of that 15 and sent him around. And like you mentioned, like that had some serious implications because the 69 chaser 69 and Jim Papa Fife, also a chaser, both were received heavy damage in that as well.
Yeah, that was that's tough for the 15, and like you mentioned, the 63 and the 69, of course, both of them are chasers, so their night had already not been all that great, and now they've got another dent in them as well, so the 69 is a lap down now. But Trevor, going back to the front here just for a moment while we're under caution, we're going to have a couple of lap shootout here when we go back green. I'm pretty impressed right now with the 6 truck of Bobby Keith. He's made a charge late here in the race, and he's got some speed under the hood of that machine. And remember, he started back in 23rd position tonight, So right now, that 6 truck, he may, although he's going to have to restart on the outside here on this restart, he may have a shot at maybe sneaking in there and getting the win.
Yeah, definitely. And also Nick Stoller, who we've talked about, had gotten the wave around on that last caution, gets the wave around on this caution, and that will put him back on the lead lap here. So some nice patience by Nick, who's had some very strong races throughout the season here, has managed to get himself back on the lead lap. But you know what? Even though he's back there in 5th position, I've got my eye on the 18 truck of Brad Patton. He's had a strong run. He's been making some strong moves throughout the night, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a couple more bold moves and end up in a position slightly better in that 5th position that he's going to be restarting.
Well, certainly he's got to make up some spots quick, because we're not going to have very many laps to go here. So it'll be very interesting. It all depends, though, on how good of a restart the 77 gets, and then, of course, how good of a start the 02 gets, who will line up behind the 77, provided that the 77 doesn't surprise us and take the outside lane. But and then that would be next in line would be the 18. So depending on how the first couple get going here, Brad may be able to sneak in there and battle for the win.
Yeah, I mean, although with these guys, we've seen some aggression, we've seen some patience with this being the last restart. We know that we will not be going back to green if we do hit another yellow here, because as we talked about last week on the iRacing Today radio show, live Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time, we do not have the green-white checker in iRacing right now. So this last restart will be the last restart of the race, and you know what? A sneaky suspicion we're going to end another yellow. I don't want to see that be the case, but seeing some of these guys racing and making these bold moves, you know what? I just don't think they're going to make it, and all the way to the green, to the checker flag or into green.
Well, hopefully we do end under the green, but we'll have to see. As of course the 77 is chosen the inside line, and we'll have to see what kind of a restart he gets here. The last couple, Andrew's gotten a good jump on the rest of the field, and that may be all that he needs to do here. If we do have another caution and it were to come out pretty quickly, that can help Andrew lock up the win, or at least put him in position to do so. But here we go. Pace car is in. The crowd is on its feet, and now we're ready to turn him loose. Another good jump there for the 77. Andrew Fash the third. He will clear the 6 as they cross the start-finish line.
Yeah, I bet you actually one of the things in Andrew's mind is he wanted to get that jump, make sure he got the lead, so that if they did go, if that caution did come out, that he would win this race. As the 91 is making some aggressive moves back there, trying to catch up to this lead pack, dove to the inside of, I think that's the 53 truck there, and made the pass. As we've got some good side-by-side action, as that 18 truck has moved himself into 3rd position, although he does not have the preferred line right now.
Yeah, that 02 truck and the 18 and the 6 were all 3 wide there for a moment. 02 dives to the bottom in the grass, trying to pass the 77. Boy, that was almost close to a big crash there. 77, those getting passed right now. Can he hang tough though on the outside? 02 gets loose, 18 bumps him. They are side by side for the top 4 spots, heading down the back straightaway, coming to 2 laps to go. This time by when they cross the stripe, Andrew Fash leads by basically a tire.
Yeah, and that 18 truck right now is on the preferred line on the inside, and he's pushing that 02 and looking to try to get him into the lead and get some
caution.
Caution on the track.
And I believe it's going to be towards the rear of the field. And the 94 and 00 on the front straightaway have both crashed. And that's going to end the race under caution. Not sure how these two got in the crash here. It looks as though, backing up the replay, the 94 truck, that Allen Roll just came down on top of the 00. I'm not sure if he knew he was there. But these two wrecked in the back of the field here. And unfortunately, that's going to end the race under caution. And it looks like Andrew Fash III is going to end up our race winner.
Yeah, that was, wow, I'm looking at that replay with the 94.
And the 94 just spun out again under caution. So not sure what's going on with the 94 here of Allen Roll. He just wrecked once again. Remember, Allen Roll is a chaser. And that truck is having some issues here in the closing laps.
Well, I mean, you look at the tow that's on that truck. He should have probably called for a tow truck because that truck was not driving well at all. He sustained some serious damage when he hit that 00.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for both of those drivers, but they were going to end the race here under caution. Andrew Fayash III is going to come around, take the checkered flag, and he's going to pick up the victory in the 02 who started on pole tonight. Christopher going to pick up second place. A nice rebound there for the 7 truck, who's going to come home in third. That's Brendan Kohler, and of course Brad Patton going to finish in fourth. So. And Jacob Fife in fifth. So 3 chasers coming home in the top 5 tonight.
Yeah, that was interesting. And just listening to the general radio chatter out there, sounds like there's a lot of unhappy drivers out there tonight. I mean, for a race that really didn't have, a lot of contact. We had that big accident, obviously, that happened, but there wasn't a lot of single car on car sort of accidents happening. But I don't think a lot of people are happy the way this race played out, just listening to the race chatter there. But that's competition. People put it all out there on the line, and they want to get that win going. And you know what? It's emotions play out, and you want to get that win. You don't get that win, and you know what? It cheeses you off.
Well, that it does. All these guys are here. I mean, I know a lot of people are probably points racing, trying to make sure that they put themselves in position to win the championship, but I know that everyone here wants to win the race as well, as the 77 Andrew Fayash the third doing a backwards. I don't know that we could call that a Polish lap, but he's driving backwards around the racetrack.
Well, they thrown the black flag and they've disqualified him. So for racing backwards on the track. Just kidding.
So I think we're going to step away real quickly, get a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back for the post-race show here with the Integrity Racing League. We'll talk to the top 3 and, of course, your winner, who starts off tonight's chase with a bang and grabs the victory. So we'll be right back. Do not go anywhere.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
And welcome back here to the Integrity Racing League. We promised you a post-race show, and that's what we're going to head on into right now, as we just saw a very exciting finish to tonight's race here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And I believe that Trevor's caught up with a couple of our top 3 finishers.
Yeah, I'm here with the driver of the 7 truck, Brendan Kohler, finishing in 3rd position here, led 7 laps during the night. That was some exciting racing out there, Brendan. You were kind of mixing it up in that top group for most of the night. How did you see that play out for you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wish Andrew would have been up there the entire race, but racing with Christopher and I think Brad was up there, Brad Patton. It was a lot of fun. I got really lucky with that big wreck off turn 2 after I messed up and got myself in the wall, but held the wheel straight and barely missed that huge one. And then I pitted, and I just didn't have enough time to get back up to the lead.
Yeah, we were we were watching that when that big wreck happened there, Brennan, and it was it looked like was it instinct that got you through there, or did you see the light cross in front of you and you just made the right move, or was it just pure just move the wheel and hope for the best?
That was pretty much move the wheel and hope for the best. I just got lucky. It's one of those things where you just close your eyes, jam the brakes on, and hold the wheel as straight as possible. And I saw, I think it was Michael Guest come down the track. I jammed the brakes on, and as soon as he got by me, I floored it. And I saw Michael Stroll come back up the track, and I gassed it and just barely got clear of it. And need to change my fire suit after that one.
I would imagine so. A good strong finish for you and your team there. You're not in the chase, but you're going out there and having a great race regardless. And you know what? And the truck was pretty clean except for a couple scrapes off the wall, like you mentioned there. But anybody you want to thank, and who makes it all happen for that 7 team?
Well, I gotta thank my teammates. They from All Star Racing. We're really clean, and they try and keep me calm and keep me to race smart, and that's what I did tonight. I just rode in the top 3 when we made that long grade flag run, and just thank them, and of course IRL for their awesome league.
All right. Well, congratulations to you, Brendan, on that fine third place finish. And standing beside me here, I also have the driver of the O2, Christopher Sheila. There, that was you know what? If it wasn't for the 77, being out there, like you were the second most dominant truck out there, leading 35 laps tonight, there, Christopher. And that was the heck of a race. How did you see it unfold for you?
Well, it was pretty good. We had a fast truck tonight, and not really much I could say, but had gotten some bad situations after that crash, and I had to work my way up through the front, and without that caution, I think I would have had a good shot at the win, but it's too bad that there was caution, but it was a really good race.
Yeah, you were definitely making some moves there, and until the official score brought out the score sheet there, I didn't actually know who had actually won that race. You were making that move, and I think you're right. I think if you had another turn or two, I think you would have been able to make the move, but not to take anything away from the 77, obviously, but an exciting race, a good a good start to this part of the season for you. Anybody you want to thank, and who makes it happen for that O2 team?
I would like to thank, first of all, DRC Racing for helping me push myself, get faster each week. And I'd also like to thank these great virtual Goodyear tires for being good when they're fresh and actually give me a shot to pass some people.
All right, congratulations, Christopher, and great run for you there. And I think that we have the driver of another virtual 77 is next to the other driver of the 77, Mr. Chad there, with our winner tonight.
Yeah, standing down here in victory lane with one very happy Andrew Fayash III, who dominated tonight's race, leading the most laps at 50 of the 125. Started back and forth, ends up in victory lane. Andrew, congratulations, and what a way to kickstart the chase.
Yeah, there's no better way to do it, I guess, but man, that was exciting and scary and crazy all at the same time there at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. There were a lot of cautions there towards the end of the race. You played a bit of a strategy there on that last pit stop and took 2 tires. What was the thinking behind that call? Just track position?
Well, I wanted to loosen it up a little bit. It was getting tight on the long runs, and at that point we still had about, 30 laps to go or something, so I figured that'd put me in a good spot for the end of the race, and, I made sure not to take any fuel then either to help keep it from getting too loose with the 2 tires, and I don't know, it worked fine, but then that next caution with the big wreck or whatever, when everybody pit, that was my mistake, was not pitting there. I should have went in and got 4 tires, but I felt like I was a sitting duck after that. I even typed quack in the chat under caution because I figured it was pretty much over, but I got enough cautions to hang on to it, so it's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what you got to do sometimes, hang on and grab the win. You also grab the points lead by a couple heading into Daytona next week. So, Andrew, who makes it happen for that 77 team?
I'd like to thank all the guys on my team, Galaxy Motorsports. Granted, they're all playing Grand Theft Auto 5 like the past 2 weeks. I don't blame them. I've been playing a little bit, but you know, I got to thank all my teammates there for all the help they do with DWC and everything. And thank you guys for broadcasting, and thank you know, Fife and Duel and everyone that makes this league happen. Because I mean, it's a blast. I hate these mile-and-a-half tracks, but I don't know. I always seem to end up front at them, and I keep saying we need to get rid of them on the schedule, but I don't know.
Well, so long as you keep winning, might as well keep them on there. So congratulations, Andrew, on a well-earned win and a great way to start off your chase.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is your top 3 finishers here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Like I said, Andrew Fayesh III is the points leader. Jacob Fife is now 2nd, and Brad Patton up to 3rd. Michael Doyle will drop to 4th, and he currently sets 15 points out of the race lead. Brian Harvey is going to be in 5th, and that's our top 5 heading into next week at Daytona. Trevor, we saw a pretty good one here tonight. Any final thoughts before we go off the air?
Well, I mean, this was definitely kind of played like more of a wild card race than I think we expected. I mean, we had 4 drivers finishing 20th or worse in this race. Taking a look through the field here, we only had 2 trucks that didn't have any damage on them whatsoever, and that was the 6 of Bobby Keith and the 17 of Chris Freeman. And you know, in a field of 26 trucks, you know, to only have 2 trucks without beats and bangs on them, that's kind of telling as to the sort of race that we had here tonight. It was a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more beating and banging than I expected to see, but that is the way to start off a chase. I mean, you want to have a group of drivers go out there and then shake up the standings and you know, say, you know what, the regular season's done, now it's time to go, and that's exactly what we saw tonight.
And we expect to see more of that next week. Like I said, Daytona is the next stop in the chase race number 2. That's difficult to say, but 85 laps there under the lights at Daytona next week. That should be a wild one. We'll have to see if our chasers can survive what will be probably one of the bigger wild card races on the schedule. So tune in next week right here and at 9:30 Eastern Time when we go live for that one. And I guess until then, we'll see you.
Join 5,000 plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV Live Sports Radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks, HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com.